Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I was going to tell you how I lost 40 pounds fast. My whole adult life I have struggled with weight gain and I've struggled to lose it. Growing up I was always tiny, like 115, 120 until I hit about 18. And when I hit 18 on, I've always struggled. I was up and down and up and down. I've got 4 kids, so with pregnancy comes weight gain. And I never really lost all the weight after I had the kids. After my third, I did get down to 121, I believe it was. And that's the smallest I've ever been my whole adult life. I've struggled with diabetes. I've had an A1C at almost 13. I've always struggled, always struggled. I was put on insulin. My body didn't respond to insulin. Come to find out I'm insulin resistant. I think that and weight gain, weight loss goes hand in hand. But I was raising my kids and I would take my kids to school and drop them off. I would come back home, I would go to bed, I would get up, I would eat crap, I would drink regular drinks, I would eat all the candy I wanted to, anything I wanted anytime, didn't care. Even though I knew my sugar was running high, I didn't care. My main focus was my kids and raising my kids and doing for my kids, running them here and there and doing this and that. When in reality, I could have been hurting my kids by doing that because it could have killed me. So after I had Allison, my 4th, I was around 170. I stayed there for a while and just over the years, I gained 20 pounds. So at my highest weight, I was in the 190s. I mean, in the hospital with high liver enzymes, A1C was high, triglycerides high, cholesterol high, all that jazz. And one day I just got up and I said, that's enough. Enough's enough. I've always put everybody first my whole entire life, and now it was time for me. So wake up call for me, reality check. The first thing I did was I started moving. I got up, I started cleaning my house, I started doing things. I started going outside, doing things with my kid, just getting my body more active. The second thing I would say that helped with that is water. I started drinking a lot of water. I ended up in 2020, I had melanoma. And then I had COVID and I was in the hospital a week with COVID, had pneumonia. Through all of COVID, I will say the only thing good that came out of that was I think it kick-started my weight loss. I did lose a few pounds while I was in the hospital, came home, still lost a little bit. But I think the main reason I was losing then is because I was chugging water. I mean, it was like my body couldn't get enough water. I was drinking probably a dangerous amount of water a day. Like I was just chugging it, chugging it, chugging it. And I honestly think that was a big contributor to starting my weight loss. So when I started losing a few pounds, it got me motivated. It just kind of got me, you know, if you do lose a few pounds, sometimes it makes you just want to try. So what I did, I just started cutting corners. Carbs were a big thing for me, drinking regular drinks, things like that. So my first tip is don't drink your calories, eat your calories. So you know, with a soft drink or something like that, there's like 200 calories in that. It's 40 or 50 grams of carbs. And that was a big thing for me because I do not like the diet taste. Can't stand it. One tip I will give you for making that taste a little better and helping cut your calories in half is my drink was Sprite. So get a regular Sprite, get a diet Sprite, and pour half regular, half diet, and then you've cut your calories in half, but it still kills a little bit of that diet taste, if you know what I mean. So if you're struggling with drinks or anything like that, and I'm not a professional by no means, I meant to say that in the beginning, I'm not a professional, this is just what worked for me and what my body responded to. So if you're having a hard time going to a diet drink, or if you're just big on drinks, because I know a lot of people are, try that. Try and half regular, half diet, and then just do a little more diet, a little less regular, just until you've acquired the taste for it. There's also like water flavorings, things like that you can do. I like to squeeze lemon and put Splenda in water and make lemonade, but it's sugar-free. Another thing I tell myself all the time is nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So is it really worth that piece of cake, or is it really worth that candy bar or that drink to be big and to feel bad about yourself? If you just dig deep and say no to those cravings and the things that you're wanting to eat, you're gonna thank yourself later, because you're gonna feel better about yourself. You're gonna start noticing a difference. Another thing I did, in the mornings, I go as long as I can go without eating. I feel like if I eat first thing, it kind of wakes my stomach up, and then I want to eat all day. So I'll go as long as I can go in the morning without eating. And sometimes I can make it to 12, sometimes I can make it till 2. You know, if you're diabetic or something like that, you have to eat. My sugar doesn't bottom out at all, so I'm okay with that. But I'll go as long as I can go without eating a stretch. So the things I do eat, just like tonight, we're having grilled chicken, and everybody else requested twice baked potatoes. Well, I'm not a huge potato fan, and I know a lot of people are. Like, I could do without the mashed potatoes and baked potatoes and fries and things like that. But what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna steam broccoli, and I'm gonna squeeze lemon juice on it and salt it lightly. And I love broccoli. And if you like broccoli, try fresh lemon juice on it. It's so good, it's game changer. If you don't like it, try it like that at least once. But just make smart choices. Like, I'm choosing to eat vegetables instead of a baked potato. It's just little things. It's baby steps. And I will say, if I'm craving ice cream or something like that, I will eat that. If I go to bed and I'm craving something, I'm gonna lay there and toss and turn until it's an hour later, and I get up and I eat it. So if I want ice cream, I'll eat it. Like, we buy the Ben & Jerry's. So I'll just take like a few bites out of that, and I'm good. It satisfies me. So I would say cut down on your portions. Even if you want potatoes, like if you're wanting tater tots and you usually put 10 on your plate, try putting 5. You know, just cut it in half a little bit. If we go to McDonald's, like if we're at the ball field and we don't have anything like healthy or anything like that around, like if we go to McDonald's, Heather and I we're usually always together. She goes with me to my kids' events because she's a big sports fan, but we'll get like the cheeseburger meal where it's 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a drink. And I'll eat 1 cheeseburger, she'll eat the other, and we'll split the fries. Versus before, I would have gotten the 2 cheeseburger meal and an apple pie and everything else on the menu. So just make smart choices. If you cut back a little bit each day, and you don't even have to deprive yourself, if you'll cut back just a little bit each day, you will start seeing results. Get up and move, clean, walk, do something. Just walk around the house, do something. Stay active, keep your body moving. If I sit for a while, or if I lay around and watch TV all day, I feel bad. My body feels bad. Like, I feel yucky. So get up, move around, and there's nothing wrong with sitting and watching TV. That's not what I'm saying. You know, I do too. But get up, get moving, do something. If I didn't film cleaning videos, I would probably be 200 pounds again. I would be sitting on the couch, not doing anything all day. My house would be a wreck. That's one reason why I do these videos. It's good for me. It's good. It gives me something to do. It gets me up. It gets me moving, and it gets my mind off food. You will eat if you're bored. And a lot of times, if you think you're hungry, you're just thirsty. Drink a glass of water. You know, drink a glass of water before your meal. Drink a glass of water before bed. Do it when you wake up in the mornings. Another thing I do, I love pasta. So if we have spaghetti, I'll make something with it. Like, my thing's broccoli, but you know, another non-starchy vegetable. I'll make broccoli. I'll put spaghetti on my plate and a bunch of broccoli. And I'll eat most of that broccoli before I've took 2 bites of spaghetti, because that broccoli is going to fill you up, and you're not going to eat half of what you would have normally ate if you just had like spaghetti and garlic bread. If I'm craving something, I'll eat it. If I'm craving a Big Mac, I'll go get a Big Mac and I'll eat it, but I'll eat half, like half for lunch, the other half I'll get it out and I'll eat it for dinner. And then you've only ate one Big Mac that whole stretch instead of eating a Big Mac and then supper on top of it or whatever. So that's another tip. If I'm wanting something sweet, a lot of times I'll get an apple and peanut butter, and that's my go-to. And just usually half an apple, because we buy the Honey Crisp and they're pretty big. So I'll usually split one with like Heather or the kids, and I'll eat the apple and the peanut butter, and that just satisfies my the little sweet craving, and the peanut butter's protein. So that's another tip. Another thing I do, I'll buy the Carb Smart wraps and I'll put peanut butter on that, and then I'll get like half of a banana and I'll roll it up and eat that, and it tastes like a peanut butter and banana sandwich if you like those. But there's hardly any carbs. What I've been craving lately is avocado toast. I was going to Dunkin' every morning and paying $4 for avocado toast. And so we started making it at home, and I showed that recipe or how I did that in another video. So the avocado toast, making it at home. I found the keto bread, and when you may not like the taste, but when you toast it, you're not gonna tell a difference. So I'll toast that, eat the avocado toast. There's 2 grams of carbs in that bread, in that piece of toast. So you can't beat that. Another thing that's good, I'll eat like peeled cucumbers, salt them, just eat them plain like that. I'll do cabbage, raw turnips, baby carrots, things like that. Go to those things before you pull from candy bars, things like that. And when I do keep sweets around, just in case my sugar I start getting weak and shaky, I'll keep like the orange Twizzlers, things like that around. And I'll eat a few of those if I start feeling weak or anything, like my sugar's bottoming out. But if you don't buy it, it's not in your house and you're not going to be able to eat it. So if you're diabetic, whatever, yes, keep sugar around. But if you don't buy it, you're not going to eat it. And that's one thing about with my kids. I think, gosh, I've pumped them full of sugar all these years and I've bought it. It's there. They're going to eat it. So another thing, make smart choices. When you go in the grocery store, shop the 3 walls. Stay out of the aisles. And I know there's some things you need in the aisles, but shop meat, vegetables, fruit. And watch your fruit, because your fruit's gonna turn into just sugar. So just cut back on your fruit a little bit. I still eat fruit. But if you shop those 3 walls, you're gonna be a lot better off. One thing I do keep in the fridge is cheese, like cube cheddar cheese, things like that. If I'm snacky, I'll go pull that. Salami, the little round, it looks like pepperoni. I'll keep that a lot of times, and I'll grab that and cheese and eat that. And that helps. Just cut those carbs and cut the sugar. That's what I've done. I've cut some carbs out. I've cut some sugar out. I didn't do it overnight, and I didn't do it drastically. But if you start tomorrow, you're going to start seeing results soon, because I'm telling you, it didn't take long and the weight was coming off me quick. Making little changes will happen quicker for you than you think. Like I said, water, walk, cut back on your serving sizes. It's just little things, and you don't have to wake up in the morning and be like, okay, I can't eat till 2 o'clock and I can only eat this and this and this. If I do that, I'll fail automatically. Like, I'll go eat everything in the house. If I start a diet, I promise you, I'll probably eat like 4,000 calories that day, because it's all mental to me. I can't do that to myself. If I want it, I'm gonna have to just eat a little bit of it just to satisfy that. Or I don't have that willpower. I'm not very strong-minded when it comes to that. But those are some things that I did. I inserted some pictures in the beginning, and you see the difference, and that's all I did. Mainly moving around. Now, the one thing I will drink that has sugar in it is a Red Bull here and there. And like if I'm gonna film a cleaning video and I'm gonna clean my whole house that day, I'll drink that Red Bull, but I'm burning that off. I mean, I'm like running around this house all day long cleaning. So I feel like I'm burning that off, if that makes sense. Like, you wake up in the morning and you're craving pancakes or whatever. if I'm craving something like that, I'll eat it first thing in the morning, because you're gonna more likely burn that off all day versus eating it at night before bed, and then it's just gonna lay there. So that's another thing I do. And it's hard, guys. Like, the older I get, the harder it's been, I feel like. But you have to mentally make that decision. I don't want to die and leave my kids. I want to be around to raise my kids. I want to be around to see my kids graduate, hit home runs, college, all this stuff. I want to see my kids grow up. So I had to make changes. I had to. And I still have a ways to go. I'm not where I want to be by no means. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I was in the 190s. It's the highest I got. I'm right now 149. I would like to be 135, 130 or 135. So 15 pounds, 20 pounds more to go. I do feel like after you've lost so much, like I've lost 40 pounds, I feel like you kind of get stuck. And I feel like that's where I'm at. I've been this weight for a little while. So I want to break through that, and I want to get to where I want to be, because it's just 15 pounds. I mean, there's, and you may have 100 pounds to lose or 200 pounds to lose or whatever, but what I've done in my head, I've took it 20 pounds at a time. When I was 190, I was like, I want to lose 20 pounds. I didn't say I want to be 135. I just want to lose 20 pounds. Or take it 5 pounds, take it 10 pounds. Don't make unrealistic goals for yourself. Set realistic goals. Baby steps. Do it a little bit at a time. But you'll be surprised at how fast it starts coming off. Now, I will say the first 20 pounds I lost, nobody noticed. It was like, I've lost 20 pounds and nobody said, oh my gosh, you've lost weight. And that drives me crazy. Like, hello, I lost weight. Tell me you've noticed. You know, you want somebody to notice that you worked so hard. But after that first 20 pounds, when that started coming off, that's when people started to notice. When I hit around 160, people started saying, you look like you've lost weight. And then that makes you feel good, so you want to do it again. You just want to keep pushing through. So I know I'm at the point right now that another 15 or 20 pounds would be drastic for me. I mean, I know that I'm at that point to where if I could push through and lose those pounds, then that's going to take a lot off of me, because from that point on, I feel like you really start to see your jawline thin out, and I've got these chubby cheeks, and I've got a belly. Like, I've got the diabetic belly is what I call it. My weight's in my belly. I've got chicken legs, and I'm sure if you've watched my videos, you've noticed, but my weight is from my waist up. It's in my face and my shoulders and my chest and my stomach, and so that always bugged me. But I know I'm to the point to where if I keep pushing through and start losing a little bit more, then I'm going to start seeing more drastic results. It's easier when you have somebody doing it with you. So I'm going to start making even better choices, and I'm going to get this weight off. So if you want to get this weight off too, then do this with me. Make little changes. It's just baby steps. But if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I promise you, I laid in the bed, I laid on the couch. I felt so bad I couldn't walk across the floor. I was just like, well, my sugar's high anyway, so I'm going to eat anything I want to eat, and you can't do that. If you put yourself on the back burner for your kids and for your husband or whoever, you are not doing them any favors, because you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself mentally, you're hurting yourself physically, your health. You've got to make yourself a priority. And over the last year, that's exactly what I've done. I've made myself a priority, and by no means have my kids suffered, because my kids are taken care of. Obviously. I mean, obviously they're first. Okay, I'm gonna say I put myself second because my kids are first, but I've really prioritized me. And if you're a mom, you probably know what I'm saying. I just let myself go. You know, you always, if you want a $50 pair of shoes and your kid wants a $50 pair of shoes, you're gonna get it for your kids. You're not gonna get it for yourself. And I'm not saying don't do for your kids. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is prioritize yourself. It's fixing to be the first of the year. If you want to start this weight loss journey, then maybe I'll show you what I eat in a day, or and you all can hold me accountable, or I can hold you accountable. But if you want to start with me, then let's do this, because I'm ready to get the rest of this weight off. But I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I'm sure there's like a million other things that I've ate and tips and tricks and all that stuff that I could think of. There's so many things like that that I've done to make a difference. So I'm sure I'm going to think of things as I go on, and maybe it'll be something helpful to you. But if this is something you want to do, then stick around, because we're going to do this.